Hey guys, coming to you from my kitchen table this time. I just wanted to check in, say hi, and just touch base with you about the first two chapters of Mice and Men. Hopefully you have them read. It's not a hard book, I don't think. It's pretty direct. Steinbeck's writing is pretty simple. It's not all of the big wordiness of Edgar Allan Poe. But I'm posting later some notes for chapters 1 and 2. I'd like you to read 3 and 4 for me by Friday. I know that's a tad bit quick, but I don't know, what else do you have to do? Just a few odds and ends about the first two chapters. That opening chapter where Steinbeck describes that area by the Salinas River with the hills and the grass, and it's like this beautiful, peaceful place. That's an important setting. It's going to come back at the end. So just, don't forget it. We meet George and Lenny. There are protagonists. They are these two friends, essentially. Lenny is obviously mentally challenged. George is not, and is really essentially Lenny's caretaker. And the two of them have this really kind of unique relationship for the time, right? They were these migrant workers, and usually these guys don't travel in pairs. Usually they're very, kind of independent. They do their own thing. And that's what George keeps telling Lenny about, how they're different from everybody else. And that's something that's repeated throughout. Their relationship is looked upon as odd by the other characters because no one's used to two people sticking together like George and Lenny do. Another important thing that comes up in chapter 1 is this dream of the farm that they have. George tells Lenny the story over and over again, almost like it's like this lullaby that he keeps repeating to Lenny when he wants to calm him down or quiet him down. This idea of having a couple of acres where they can have some cows and pigs, and like Lenny can raise rabbits. It's something that they keep coming back to throughout. And again, something that kind of makes them unique among all of the other migrant workers. They have something to look forward to. They have a plan, no matter how unrealistic that plan may be. And, it is pretty unrealistic. We meet Lenny, who is sweet as anything, humongous, physically a huge guy, but has no sense of his own strength. And, we see him, he loves to pet soft things, and he's petting the dead mouse in his pocket, Ick, in chapter 1 when George gets mad at him. And he talks about how he breaks the mouse because he petted him too hard. He just has no concept of his own strength. And that's, again, going to be something that kind of is going to come back a little later on in the book. In chapter 2, we wind up at the ranch where George and Lenny spend the bulk of their time. It's like another migrant job. They're hired on, but again, the boss kind of looks at them suspiciously because he's not used to guys traveling around together like George and Lenny do. He thinks George is taking advantage of Lenny somehow, but he's not. He looks out for him. We meet Candy, who's like he's an old guy. He's a swamper, which, essentially he cleans up. He cleans the bunkhouse and kind of like helps cook for the guys, the hired hands, the migrant workers. And he has this ancient old sheepdog with him. Spoiler alert, when dogs are involved, it usually doesn't end well for the dog. But there's talk about that, how the dog is old and useless and how he'd be better off shooting him. And that's, again, kind of a little bit of like foreshadowing for something that's going to happen later. Meet Slim, who is really kind of like the head hand on the ranch, and he's smart. He's, thoughtful. He's, less rough than the other guys. And he seems to kind of get an understanding that George and Lenny are in, this together. George tells him that story about how Lenny got kicked in the head by a horse, and that's why he's so slow, but that's probably a lie that he just made up, and far more likely that Lenny was born that way. And, this was not an era, the 1930s, where people were with mental disabilities were treated well, right? Like someone like Lenny was viewed as a burden. And when his Aunt Clara died, George took him on as a responsibility, which was rare, right? It says a lot about George as a person. No matter how gruff and mean he can be, the fact that he has taken on Lenny as this responsibility is pretty amazing. So that's kind of where we net out by the end of chapter 2. The two guys are there on the ranch. They're going to, settle in as best they can. I mean, their goal really is to work, save up money, and then go buy this little ranch wherever. I mean, it doesn't exist. It's like they kind of, hope it exists somewhere. And they, have this goal to be together and to kind of like do their own thing and live off the land and kind of end their migrant existence. So, the whole point of the book is to see how that goes. So hopefully you're reading it. Hopefully you're enjoying it. This is not a book that you want to like get spoiled for you, because the end is like good. So you don't want to like get that ruined for you. But that's it. So my plan is to kind of post. I'm going to post this. I'm going to post some notes, look them over, get the reading done. And on Friday, I'm going to have a silent seminar during each class's period that we're supposed to meet on Friday. You're going to need to be logged into Google Classroom for that. I'll explain it on Classroom. Like I'll put it in writing, but essentially the way it's going to work is I'm going to open up a Google Doc. And it's going to work just like a seminar would in class. Everybody's going to log into the doc. I am going to type a question at the top of the doc, and then you guys are going to discuss it. But instead of verbally discussing it, you're going to type your answers in right on the document. All the same rules to the seminar would apply. You're going to be polite. You're going to let each other speak. You're going to, offer answers that are thoughtful and unique from each other's. And we're going to see how that goes. I'm trying to come up with ways to discuss things with you guys without me just talking at you in videos, or without having to have you write. So this is what I came up with. We're going to see how it works. I don't know. Might be a disaster. I hope not. I don't know. We'll have to see. But anyway, I hope everybody is doing well. My grays are coming in. I had a hair appointment on April 1st. I'm so sad about that. But anyway, my nails are also a disaster. First world problems, right? I hope you guys have been, enjoying the downtime at least a little bit. I know a lot of you guys have family members who are essential workers, and maybe you're worried about their health, and maybe you're worried about their safety, and so am I. For you, I hope everyone out there who has maybe someone sick in their family is doing okay. If you ever have any worries or questions or issues with getting work completed on time, please shoot me a text. I'll work with you. I will always work with you. This is like bizarre and unprecedented circumstances, and I'm certainly, not going to be inflexible. If there's anything else going on that you need me for, shoot me a text. I've been trying to post stuff on Instagram that's either like funny or, pictures of like my kids and my dog and me doing self-isolation things. I don't know. Gabby baked blondies today, so that was fun. It was fun for her. I just watched. What else did I do today? I don't know. I taught. I did school stuff. I watched Hoarders. I watched The Office. I don't know. I think that's it. Today was like strikingly unproductive. I worked out. There's that. Anyway, that's it. I hope you guys are all okay. Please give my best to your families, and I will see you on Friday. I will post in both period 2 and period 8 classrooms. I will post instructions for the silent seminar tomorrow. No, Thursday. Thursday I'll post them. So everybody look on Classroom on Thursday, and I will have instructions for the seminar posted then, okay? All right, bye. Oh, wait, look. I'm a Hufflepuff. Who knew? Bye.